Her laughter is something I will always remember. The laugh that made my heart skip a beat when we were younger was not the kind melodic laughter I used to adore now. As she entered the front door, following her business trip, this was different, sharp,
and reckless. "Hello, sweetie." Sarah spoke in a light, airy voice, as though she had been somewhere else than God knows, like a conference. Her laughter still reverberated as she kicked off her heels and threw her purse onto the chair near the door. But then she noticed it. The framed picture her daughter ceased on the dining room table, as if someone had pressed a switch. Her smile wavered, and her face lost its color. She stood there for a moment. I was frozen, staring at the picture of her and me on our wedding
day. Her in that beautiful lace dress, me in my clean navy suit, and we both looked like we had won the lottery. However, I had added a small element to the picture. The words "I know" were written in bold red letters across the glass. Her eyes were wide with dread. She turned to face me. "What is this, jackass?" He leaned with his arms folded against the kitchen counter. "Sarah, why didn't you tell me?" She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. She was trying to figure out how much I knew, what I knew, and how I found
out, and I could see Herman spinning. Her voice trembled. "Jack, I don't know what you're talking about." The self-assured facade crumbled as I let out a bitter laugh that even I didn't recognize. "Eyes, please don't disparage my intelligence. For months
You've been deceiving me with your business travels, late office hours, and unexpected enthusiasm for coming to the gym." I pointed to the picture and suddenly disappeared. I took my phone and looked at a string of images, each one more incriminating than the one before it. Sarah's face was creased as she and her business partner Mark held hands at a seaside resort, kissed beneath a cabana, and laughed over drinks at a bar. "I can explain, Jack. I lost my temper. Could you perhaps explain how you've been skulking around with Mark while I've been working late to cover your expensive yoga trips and spa days?" With every syllable, my voice got louder until I was virtually yelling, "You lied to me, Sarah, over and again. Are you simply sorry you were caught, or do you
even feel bad about it?" She moved in my direction. Her hands were raised as if she believed an embrace would help resolve things. "Please allow me to explain. Jacket is not what it appears to be." I halted her in her tracks by raising a hand. Just don't."
For the last 2 months, I've gathered all the information I could discover. Are you curious as to why her lips quivered? She didn't respond because I wanted to be certain that I wasn't imagining things or going mad things. Now that I'm certain I've made some choices, even though she was crying, I didn't feel sorry for her because of what she had done. I started by saying, "I've already filed for divorce," in a cool, collected tone. "My lawyer is holding the documents. I would advise you to review the prenuptial agreement you signed before considering appealing it. You will receive them tomorrow." Her expression lowered even more. The prenuptial agreement was unbreakable and was intended to safeguard my family's company. In the event of a crisis, she would take what she contributed to the marriage with her. "Not much more. You don't have to do this, Jack," she said in a barely discernible whisper. I paid her no attention second, and I've told Mark's wife already. She was slapped across the face by it. She opened and closed her mouth, but nothing came out. I smiled bitterly and added, "Oh, don't worry, she was really sympathetic. She even shared some of her own pictures with me." "Did you honestly believe that everyone else was sneaking around?" She started crying, but I continued.
"Oh no." Finally, I pulled a folder out of the drawer and stated, "I've put all of this together." I threw the folder with all of the text images and receipts to NIS onto the table. "This will go directly to your company's human resources department if you attempt
"Talk with me over this divorce. Let's see how well they handle two of their top managers having an affair on work time and dime." See, she put her head in her hands and collapsed into a chair. "You made a mistake, Jack. Please, I cherish you," who my voice was. Hollow as I laughed. "Once again, love do you call this? That you don't love me, Sarah. You love the life I created for you with its stability, safety, and comfort. But you didn't show me any respect. You threw everything away for what, enough to be honest, a cheap thrill." She sobbed into her hands, but I felt merely a strange sensation of relief, as if a weight I wasn't even aware I was carrying had been removed. I didn't feel any ill-willinger, sadness, or sympathy. I grabbed my keys and added, "I'll be staying at a hotel for the next few days. By the end of the week, I've already scheduled movers to come."
"And pack your belongings. You must leave this house." Her tear-streaked face was a mask of despair as she peered up at me. "Please don't do this. Jack, we can resolve. We can seek counseling for this." I gave a head shake. "This is one of those things, Sarah, that can't
Be rectified. I approached the door and stopped, resting my hand on the handle. "Additionally, I canal the credit card for the new purse you purchased during your business bus trip." Have fun telling the story that without saying another word I walked out the door, her cries echoing behind me. I experienced a peculiar range of feelings as I drove away, including rage, betrayal, and anguish. But below it all was a sense of liberation. I had the opportunity to start over and find someone who would value me after spending years creating a life with someone who didn't. Mark's wife texted me the following morning. "When I woke up and in the hotel, I appreciate you," telling me I'm also leaving him. "We're worthy of better." She was correct, we did. And I realized as I gazed out the window at the rising sun that my marriage's demise didn't mean the end of my life. Rather, it marked the start of something better and fresh. And for the first time in months, I felt hopeful.